Good morning, funnel hackers! Welcome to day 3 of the pre-show, the unofficial Virtual Funnel Hacking Live 2021 pre-show. Yeah, this has been so cool. So I started this pre-show simply because I felt that there was a gap in the market. No, I am not trying to sell you anything. But simply I was checking through the official Facebook group and realized that there was things that you guys were sharing that the virtual experience was missing out on some stuff. So I figure, why not serve you guys as best I can, because I love live streaming video. I feel like it is an amazing way to connect your audience, to connect your community, and to help not only recreate those experiences we get in person, but to better yet, give you guys even more value. So when I talk about live experiences, we look at what happened with COVID, for example. We realize that all of these people ended up coming online and having all these virtual meetings and trying to recreate experiences we would have in person, and we were trying to recreate that feeling online. So we're like, well, if they're sitting in a room, then we're going to show them what's on the stage and they're going to hear what's on stage, and then that's it, right? But we've realized that there's so much more, that we have the ability to use our virtual experience to actually do something even bigger and even better. So that's what we're starting with this pre-show, is a discussion about how we can use our live technologies to do things that are even bigger and better. I think that's pretty friggin' fantastic. And one of the biggest hurdles people have when it comes to getting on video is the fact that they feel like they don't look good enough. Either they don't have their makeup on or their hair's not done right. But most importantly, and most commonly, what I hear when customers come to me, their biggest objections is that they don't know how to set up their cameras. They don't know how to set up their studio to look really good, to make them look super sexy. They feel like they need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and rent out these big professional studios. But my friends, I gotcha. I want to bring up one of my favorite people in the whole world. He has the best beard. Don't tell Jim I said that, okay? Don't tell Jim. Hashtag don't tell Jim. Put it in the comments if you're listening. I want to introduce you guys to someone who is so incredible when it comes to setting up his technology. I've told you this before, guys. This is my friend who has a voice activated studio. That's right, voice activated. So I'm not going to tell you about it. I'm going to let him tell you about it. Welcome, Junaid, to the stream. How are you today, Junaid?
Hey, Molly. So good to be here. Excited. So excited to be here, man. You just pumped me up over there. Thank you so much.
So check out, guys, if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, check out how sleek Junaid's setup looks like. He's got the brocade background. He's got the sexy lights in different colors. Oh, man, I love it. And how easy is it for people to set up their stream and look this great?
Quite easy. Really easy, actually, because it's all a matter of setting it up once, and that's it. That's all it takes. One time you have it set up, you don't have to change anything. Just like you don't really move furniture around in your living room, do you?
True.
Unless it's COVID.
That is absolutely true.
Or in your family dining room, you set it up the one way, and then you use it, and then you go on. So that's what I tell people. Hey, set up your studio the one way you like, create a ton of content, and then switch it around. Just like you, Molly, you've got your own jungle setup, right? You got your setup right now, but then you also have a jungle studio set up so you can create different type of content. So it all comes down to, okay, what do I need to do with my lighting, my audio, my camera? Once you figure those things out, and those are so easy, guys, because we've been using this guy smartphone for the past decade. Can you believe it? Over 15 years, these smart phones have been around, and for the past decade, we're just creating content nonstop and consuming content. We're consuming so much content. So it's really easy.
Yeah.
And you don't have to spend a ton of money either, right? You can use your smartphone,
Yeah.
use the natural lighting you have with windows and outdoors. We're creating a ton of videos outdoors. And just start creating content. Be a creator rather than being a consumer. It's easy to be a consumer, right? It's so easy.
Yeah.
And hey, I love consuming content. I watch a ton of TV shows on Apple TV, on Netflix, because it really fills up my heart. It helps me become more aware of what's happening around the world. But guess what? Your life is a story as well. And with Live Academy, that's what we're teaching. We're teaching how to be personal. Just 2 days ago, I went to this in-person live event, right? In person, hanging out with other people. And the main topic was, hey, how do I use social media to be more authentic? And then some of the comments that people were sharing, or people up on the panel, were like, hey, anytime you post a photo of your dog or your children, those get more likes than when you try to sell what you're selling. Because yes, it's not about selling. It's about who you are, your personality. People want to connect with you, not what you're selling. People want to buy you, not what you're selling.
It's this crazy idea that social media should be social. Like
what? What does it mean to be
what?
social again?
So if we go back to what I was talking about as I was bringing you on, of recreating, using virtual experiences to recreate in-person experience, or stepping up and using that technology that we have at our fingertips to do something even bigger and better. Like that to me is the future of what social media is going to be, what digital marketing is going to be. And I think the easiest way to bring that social back is with live video. Not only can we as one-on-one have conversations with our audience, we can engage in the chat, good morning, hope, but we can also bring on our friends, bring on guests, have these conversations and get a ton of value out of them, just you and I chatting, but then share that with our community, share that with our audience. And I think that is so, so powerful. So what do you think the future of back in social media is going to look like?
Man, the future, huh? That's that's really interesting, because the future is already here. Because we're already able to do virtual reality with our goggles, right? Facebook owns that damn company. Why? They're building something really big. They want you to be really social. And the reason why our personal posts get a lot more engagement is because people want to connect with you on a personal level. So what does the future look like, right? We have virtual reality, we have augmented reality, we have ways to connect with each other. With the new iOS 15, you can watch TV shows together on your phone and on TV. So you could be in a different state, different country, and watch the same TV show, and you could pause, and then pause follows together, and you're like, dude, did you just saw that scene?
I literally came up with this idea like 10 years ago. My best friend lived in America. I'm up in Canada. And while I'm at university, he's like, oh, check out the new thing called Netflix. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Back when it was like $3 to be a member.
Yeah.
So this is when we realized that the US and Canada have completely different catalogs. So we would spend hours figuring out if we could both watch the same thing, if it was both offered for us. Yeah. And then we would sit on the phone and we'd be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, press go. Wait, my internet connection's too slow. Hold on. Let's start it again. Oh, wait, there's someone at the door. Hold on. And now it's simply a click of a button. It's a service offering that these platforms are now giving us because we are ready for it. Well, not only are we the market ready for it, but also we have the technology. We're able to stream a hell of a lot more video and a hell of a lot more data these days than we used to be able to. So it's this beautiful space we're at right now where these two things have come to meet, and the industry is just serving us everything we've ever wanted. So live video, my friends, is here to stay, and it's only the first step.
It is absolutely here to stay. That's why there's so many live TV shows or the news segments, the sports. People love that in person or in the moment experience. You know, people would be like, oh, I'm recording my game show. Don't tell me what happened, because they want to experience it as it happens, right?
Yeah.
But with live video, the same technology is now available to the rest of the public.
Yeah.
The one thing that's happened with pandemic, with us being at home, we are getting a lot more comfortable being on FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
Like FaceTime was introduced, maybe 5-6 years ago. There was video conferencing on WebEx and GoToMeeting, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't at the level. It was only for corporate culture.
Yep.
Right? People got to see people. But now with pandemic, like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. In fact, some of the craziest companies and startups came out in the pandemic. For example, I can't even remember this game, but you can have 4 or 5 people log onto the same app on the game, and you could watch each other's faces and play like a video game kind of thing, or like a board game together, right? So it's mind-blowing.
Yeah. And it's so cool because we can now connect with our audiences, not just because of like keyword search terms anymore. We're not just connecting with our customers who are within our local neighborhood or who have previously purchased from us before, but we can connect to people on the level of interests. That means we can broaden our customer base internationally. We can play these video games. We can have these conversations. We can use this video technology to connect with people who are right next door, right at the desk next to you, or all the way across the world. And I think that is so powerful. Yesterday at Funnel Hacking Live, one of the presentations from Braven was, one of the things he mentioned, which I thought was really powerful, is he opened his talk with a show of gratitude, just a deep-seated show of gratitude, because he comes from a community, he said, that has less people than were physically in the room he was speaking at. And so imagine coming from a community that small, maybe an isolated community, where maybe you are the only person who's into what you're into. Imagine starting a business and being the only person who has that drive to share a message in that kind of way. And then finding that community, leading a community. You could look out in your neighborhood and be like, oh, there's like 600 people in my town. I used to live in a town of 300 people, okay? So I'm just imagining myself walking out and being like, okay, there's literally only 300 people in this town, but I can bring together thousands of people who share the same interest with me. That really obscure, really niche thing I do, I can find my people. Like, how amazing is that? It's so simple. It's so simple.
It is. Oh. And here, I'm going to give you an example that this is a YouTube channel I've been following for the past 4 years. Okay. When I first discovered this account, it was just out of nowhere. I ran into this YouTube channel called Ants Canada.
I like Canadian things.
Ants Canada. So what is Ants Canada, right? This guy is all about ants, like literal ant communities. He talks about ants, and he's got aquariums and terrariums and, ant hills inside an aquarium. So I know you're laughing, but it's mind-blowing. Look at this.
I love it.
4 years ago, this channel had 250,000 subscribers. 4 years ago. So I've been checking them on them periodically, and today they're sitting at 4.2 million subscribers.
Oh my goodness, we gotta bring this up. We gotta bring this up. Hold
Do
on.
it.
Quiet video. There we go. All right, let's bring this up. Why isn't it letting me share? Here we go. Oh my goodness. I love the fact that we can share our obscure passions with people like this. Okay, so this guy literally, let's check out these videos. 4.26 million with an M subscribers, and this guy's making videos about ants.
Yes. He doesn't even show his face. You don't need to show your face when you're passionate about something, right? Just
wow. I have been getting really into YouTube channels about aquariums and fish, like something I will never do in my life. Right. I don't have space for that, but man, it is so cool to see these kinds of things that people are doing. And because they're able to not only get eyeballs and viewership and therefore monetize these video streams, they're able to, because they have a monetization aspect to them, they can then really dive way deeper into these really niche passions. And there's people spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on aquariums just so they can build them, show that process, and then create content over that. There are people who have these niche interests that have gotten skyrocketing impact, like this channel, 4.26 million viewers watch ants. Like, this blows my mind. So these people get these niche interests, and there are people who are ending up starting huge businesses, like in-person businesses, because they realize how interested the wider community is at their strange, weird hobby. That they, like this one guy in Canada, now we're talking about Canadian niche interests. There's an aquarium channel in Canada in the East Coast. And it got so big, the guy decided he was going to take the risk and rent out a space and bring his aquariums to a place where people could actually come and visit, where he can bring
it's like an aquarium museum.
Exactly, a personal aquarium with all of his fish tanks. He was going to have custom built ones and really focus on providing that in-person education, because he listened to his customers. He listened to his viewers and realized, say you're streaming on YouTube, for example. This is the beauty of data. You look at your analytics and you can see, okay, this aquarium channel, I'm just going to guess. This is my total estimation here. I'm going to assume that the majority of the people who watch his channel are kids or are a very specific demographic that he can see on his analytics.
Yeah.
So if you're realizing it's a whole bunch of kids or a whole bunch of parents, well, yeah, there's a logical next step in growing your business, which is creating the physical in-person experience. I love this. I love this.
I know, right? And here's the coolest part. I was talking to my friend. He's a cyclist, and he started talking about his aquarium. And it's not just any aquarium that he used to manage. It was saltwater aquarium.
Wow.
I'm like, holy smokes. So now he has a plan. He's got this new place, and he's like, I want to have an aquarium that's connected from upstairs to downstairs. And then all the sump pump that's going to, like, he's talking about all this water salination. And I was like, it's all flying over my head, but I love your passion.
Yeah.
Because that's where people come from.
Yep.
There's another YouTube channel, All Around Marble Run.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes.
And this guy's like dug out these long tracks on a beach hill, and then he's like commentary, like he's got these 10 marbles going, but then he's on top of that, he's like giving commentary, because guess what? In pandemic, there were no sports. People wanted to.
And the red ball's down to the straight line and around the corner. That's fantastic. Oh man. So no, my friends, you guys listening, no matter how obscure or like super niche down, or as we heard at Funnel Hacking Live, niche your face off. And I want you guys to know that when you niche down that far, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. It's gonna feel weird. It's gonna feel like you're going through this process where you're kind of leaving the big groups of people and you're figuring out this territory on your own. But it's an amazing place to be, because when you give yourself permission to be super nerdy about what it is you love, you're going to find your people who are super nerdy as well. And I promise you this, when you find your people, incredible things happen. And this is what happens when I find my people. Welcome, Mr. Barely Awake Beard. How are you today?
Barely awake. Yeah, here we are.
Amazing. The team, my team, my people. All right, so for those of you who are just joining us, we're about half an hour into our show today. I'm Coach Molly from visibilityhacking.com. We got Junaid, we got Jim on with us. We are the Live Academy team. We will help you build incredible live stream experiences. And that's what we've been talking about this morning, is the power of connecting, the power of getting geeky with your favorite topics, the power of using live video experiences to connect with your communities. But Jim, we also use our live video not only to nurture our community of nerds and geeks and funnel hackers and visibility hackers, but we also use our show as a way to connect with those who are maybe a league above us, those experts that we look up to. So how you have this incredible superpower of being able to connect with people. So I know you're barely awake, but I just want
I'm currently sending everybody the new StreamYard link.
That is actually the answer to the question I was just about to ask. I was going to ask for
fast. I'm cooking right now.
I was going to ask you literally for one tip of how do you connect with these people? How do you find the courage to reach out to people who might be an expert just out of your league or way out of your league? Because there are so many viewers right now who are watching Funnel Hacking Live, and I'm watching these comments. They are blowing up. Like McCall Jones, she blew my mind yesterday, and I have been working with her for a while, and she's amazing. But seeing how inspired people have become based on one presentation. And people are being inspired by all of these speakers that we're seeing, but they feel like that person's up on stage, or that person just got a 2 Comma Club award, or that person just got a 2 Comma Club X award. They are way out of my league. There's no way they'd ever want to be on my show. But Jim, you started a show with no email list, no clout, no Facebook group, none of that. And you were able to get names like Marley Jacks, names like Steven Larson, these kinds of people showing up on your stream. My favorite story you told me is when you were mid-show and you had everything set up, and Jim's show is like takes a ton of work behind the scenes to make everything work perfectly. And if one extra person jumps in that Zoom call, it messes it up for everyone. But tell us what happened. Tell us about that story, because it's so powerful.
So you're talking about an extra person joining the stream or people dropping out?
Oh, the person who just randomly showed up to your stream because they got the link from someone else.
Oh, okay. So it only happened one time, to be honest with you, which is incredible for 30-some episodes. But yeah, they just hopped on. They're like, "Hey, everyone, what's going on?" They're like, "I don't know who you are. What's going on?" I've been stalking people for a week solid, and I don't know who you are. What's going on? So just talk to us. What do you have to say? And and they're just like, "Oh, what's going on?" Who was on the show at that time? I think it might have been Anthony Ambrose, but Anthony was like, "What's up, dude?" And just it's the internet. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
You just roll with it.
That's
just
right.
go
Anything
with
can
it.
happen, and that's how I met Jim Beard
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
X's and O's game show.
I mean, really, I don't know if any of this would be happening if that show didn't develop. It's the butterfly effect. Like my stepson and I
Yes.
were talking about this the other day, and he was like, he's going to go see this a rapper named NF tomorrow, and he's super pumped about it. It's one of his favorites, and he was like,
Just saying, NF, if you're listening to our stream, which who knows, the internet, anything is possible, you need to come up with a brand of your own iced tea, because then you can sell it as NFTs. Just saying. Just saying.
NF, if you're listening, I'm sure you're already on it, but. So he was talking to me. He was like, it's really cool because he plays these like Rocket League, and there was this one guy that was like, hey, if you do these spins a different way, which is like with race cars and you play soccer. So he's like, if you do this spin this way, that you'll do better. And it formed a relationship, and that person introduced him to NF, and then which now has brought him to, he's going to the concert tomorrow. So we got talking about that, and I was like, God, the show is such a big part of everything I've done. And if I hadn't done that show, where would I be right now? I'd probably not be anywhere online, and I'd just be, doing my day job and be completely oblivious. But now I know, what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
But as far as connecting with people that are above your stature, so to speak, I just reached out. Really, it's the law of numbers. I reached out and I said, hey, I'm doing this super squirrely show, and I think that it would be perfect for you. And, you get them to laugh. A little levity is a good thing, getting people to joke and have fun.
Yes.
And the episode 2, I reached out to the Marley Jacks, and I was just like, you know what? My last episode was Friends and Family. This one, I'm going to go for a name. She was the very first one I reached out to, and she was like, this sounds nuts. I'm in. And she was like, but do you mind if I bring a friend? I was like, you're Marley Jacks. You bring whoever you want. I don't care if you bring your mom. Bring your mom if you want. I don't care. And she was like, Rachel Peterson. I was like, done. So then what I did is it started a master class in leverage. So now I go up to everybody else and I say, hey, Marley and Rachel, and are you? Now they're like, what? What is this show? Why haven't I heard of this?
Like, I've been telling you guys.
And then I'm like, yeah, why haven't you heard of it?
Yeah, and they never ask the question, who are you? Why haven't I heard of you? Because it's not about you anymore. It becomes about serving your audience, sharing the expertise that you're learning from these experts. That is powerful.
But the thing is I never asked them for anything, really. I asked them to provide a prize for the contestants, granted, which they already had. We're in the information business, so they already had these assets built. It's not like I asked them to put any work in.
Yep.
And answered all their questions. What kind of trivia is this? What do I have to know to come onto the game? And, you answer all their questions. And I feel like they're always waiting for the other foot to drop. Yeah. Like, hey, I want this from you. I want that from you. And I wasn't asking that. I wanted to give value first. Yeah. So I said, no, come on, and we're just going to have a good time. And there's these 2 contestants that are in a bad way, or, they're trying to escape the 9 to 5, and your prizes will help them to achieve that. Hopefully, that's the goal of the entire show. They love the cause. They love the purpose. They love that I'm giving value up front, and I didn't ask anything of them for my own personal gain. And that is the main thing, is that you're forming genuine relationships. And because it's an experience shared online, it formed a friendship. Yeah. Because now we have a shared experience of this squirrely show that we were on together. And, like Marley had a Golden Girls question that she'll bring up every once in a while. And she'd be like, remember when I nailed that Golden Girls question? Like silly stuff. But now now it's not so hard for me to say,
Yeah.
hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, how's
Yeah.
this going? And then they reach out to me and they say, how can I help you?
Yeah.
Instead of the other way around. Please help me. Please help me. I'm just starting out. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I want another comma on my money. I need
want the
another
first
comma. I want commas.
Okay, guys, if you are on the journey to your first 2 Comma Club award, or you're on your journey to your 2 Comma Club X award or whatever, definitely hashtag I want more commas down in
Give me them commas.
the chat, because that is definitely going to be one of our new t-shirt designs. I'm just here for the commas.
If when we send out a box, I want to send out little commas.
Oh my god, yes.
Some
We're gonna
commas.
do that.
I want to send
Little
out
commas.
commas.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that is the perfect opportunity to swing back to talking about Funnel Hacking Live. So let's cover what happened yesterday, my favorite day of the conference for sure. So yesterday was all about funnels. I was writing so much, my hands cramped. But I was writing. So if you guys want my funnel hacking notes, absolutely free. Just drop hashtag notes down in the comments. I'll touch base with you. I'll send them over to you. You just have to head over to, I think it's visibilityhacking.com/get Molly's notes. Molly with an E. Or visibilityhacking.com/FHL notes or FHL 2021 notes. I'll send it to you guys. Hashtag notes down in the comments. But let's quickly go over some of the stuff that we talked about in that we covered in Funnel Hacking Live yesterday. We started out our day. We started out our day with our motivational session from Trent Shelton. He was giving us the hype, giving us encouragement, and showing us how we can, just as we were talking about, authentically connect with our communities, with our people, turning fans into family. And that is all about being confidently you. And the big thing I wrote down is be uniquely you. Just as Junaid and I were talking about ant channels on YouTube, be proud of whatever it is that makes you you. We slide forward, a little preview. I'm not going sequentially at the moment, but McCall Jones also talks about this too. She talks about how you can be way more impactful connecting with your audience when you are uniquely you. When you bring your type of charisma to the stage, that's going to give a completely different experience than if you are trying to mimic someone else without it feeling right for you. So make sure that you celebrate you. Be niche down. Start your show. Get really geeky about it. Maybe you'll be like Jim and you'll have these great experts on your first episode, or maybe you'll be like one of my shows where you just kind of talk out at the mic for a little bit and eventually you start to find your people. But whichever it is, be you, be proudly you. Stop trying to copy what other people are doing, because that's not what's going to set you apart, my friends.
You know, Molly, you said an awesome thing right there. Be you. Because guess what? Everybody else is taken. All right? Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. And when you come to think about a niche, okay, it's really hard. Like, what is my niche? Guess what, buddy? You are your own niche. And once you start displaying who you really are, you start attracting people who have those similar qualities.
Yeah, crazy. I did a crazy thing last night. So ClickFunnels is releasing ClickFunnels 2.0. If you didn't get that memo, this is the biggest news in digital marketing in a long time. So I'm a founding member of ClickFunnels 2.0. I have early access to the platform. And so I figured, well, I'm going to get really nerdy about this. So I might as well start a Facebook group, invite some of my friends over, and share with them as I learn. I'm going to get really nerdy about something that excites me, that, makes me want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning so I can carve out a little bit of extra time to explore and to learn. Why not share that experience with my people? And just overnight, we already have like over 30 people in the group. Just from a couple messages I sent out, And on top of that, this is the part that blew my mind. I checked messages this morning, and people in the group have already started posting in the group brilliant ideas of what we can do. They started talking about what their obstacles are, what their challenges are, what their hopes are, ways that we can work as a community to help each other out and do better. Like, that is what happens when you are proudly your own geek. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And
All right, guys.
Love it.
She loves it.
I think I'm on the fence about it. So back to Funnel Hacking Live, we also heard from Krista Short, who blew my mind. First off, shout outs to anyone who is an educator. Whether you're a parent educating people, whether you're working your way up to being a principal like she was before she got into real estate. My heart runs deep for people who are there to teach others. And so it was really great to hear from someone who is a professional educator. That was her track in life. And she decided to use those skills, connect to a different industry in real estate, and share those learnings and share that skill with the world by helping other people learn from what she's been doing, which is so cool. And man, she wrote a lot. But the complete sales cycle is something you guys definitely need to check out. And another thing she was talking about that I think would be funny for us to chat on is the topic of parasocial relationships. So parasocial relationships are it's the psychological thing that happens when you connect to people online. Like, say you are a fan of some YouTuber, for example, and you watch their content regularly, and maybe you even repeat their intro with them, word for word, gesture for gesture, because you enjoy their content that much. You know what's happening in their life because you follow them on Instagram. You connect with them on all their different social platforms, and you feel like they're kind of one of your friends. Social media gives us that ability to connect with people around the world, like Janaid and I were talking about earlier, on the level of interests, the same way that we would connect with our friends who are in our neighborhood, who we go hang out with in person. And so those relationships that are online only, where we have a creator, a content creator, and a viewer, these are called parasocial relationships. These are the relationship doesn't actually exist. It's a one-way relationship. But I like to say parasocial relationships are a bad thing. I think they're a bad thing because I think if you are seeing parasocial relationships in your content, it means you're not doing enough as a content creator. You're not engaging with the technology that you should be using. And that technology is live video. Because when you start doing things like what we're doing, if you guys watched the pre-show yesterday, for example, we took parasocial relationships and made them real. And that was simply by having a live stream roundtable discussion where we were able to bring our community members onto the stream with us so we could all hang out and connect together. That is the trick. If you are seeing parasocial relationships in your business, it means you're not doing enough live video. What do you think on that, Jim?
I mean, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I mean, it's what live video does is it says, this is not a one-sided conversation. This is two ways, and I want to know what you have to say right now.
Right now.
So, like, the way I relate to it is creating content is like writing letters. So if I write a letter to somebody, I have to wait for them to respond back. And it takes that time, which is great. I mean, writing letters is awesome. But I like gathering in a social atmosphere, which is what live streaming does. It gathers people together in the moment so that you can address each other in that moment and have a conversation, a live, living conversation. And I think that live video is the only thing that accomplishes that.
It does.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
just like live video, we have live lives. My kid just woke up sick, so I gotta jump off.
Oh,
And
yes,
this was
absolutely.
really fun hanging
Life
out with you
happens.
guys and talking about all the cool things that are just about to be in our hands and everything. I'm excited to see what was that ClickFunnels 2.0 looks like. I've never used it. I've been a WordPress guy forever, so I'm gonna check it out and see what it's all about. See you
Oh,
guys.
amazing. Thank you so much for joining us, Junaid. Have a great one. oh, Jim, that was cool. But we might be saying goodbye to Junaid, but we've got another special guest. So you wanna introduce him, Jim?
You can only be talking about, I assume, Mark Stern.
Mm-hmm.
The Mark Stern, who just got his 2 Comma Club award the other day. Big congrats to him. I'm such a huge fan. For those of you guys that have received these incredible boxes at your home, these bad boys here, most of them, the person that is responsible for all those amazing boxes and all the cool stuff inside that, we all get excited when we get something at the door, right? It's not an email, it's not a bill. That's awesome. And he's making this excitement come to your doorstep. Mark Stern delivers excitement to your door. Mark, you can have that. That's free. But he's been incredibly successful. I'm such a huge fan, and he is a dear friend. So welcome, Mark Stern.
What's up? Thank you for that, by the way.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I am
well deserved.
Okay, I have to show you guys just so you can see. I'm on the balcony, and there is a ship. Can you see the ship? I don't know if you can see it. Like literally, right there. I don't know if you can see.
That's awesome.
And this is all like on the interior. I think it's a restaurant, actually.
How many people climbed on that ship last night at about 2 a.m.?
I know, right? No, they've had it pretty. I don't know if anyone's been on it yet, though. So. But yeah, how are y'all doing?
Pretty impressive that no one climbed on that last night. About right after the bar lets out. I'm surprised.
Oh no, they're gonna climb after Tony. They'll all feel inspired. There'll be no coals to walk across.
Man, if you want to go to something that you feel the floor vibrating, like Tony knows how to activate people like none other. So
I'm excited.
So
Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh yeah.
What?
I was gonna say thank you. She said thank you for joining us, and I want to say a big congrats to you, man. You did it.
Man, so grateful. I mean, I think the best part about all of this is, and Jim, you are so good at this too. It's the more you get in, like to be a part of so many other people's stories, to see what other people are doing in this game. Like, I get to celebrate my clients and the transformations they're doing with the people they serve. So that's what I love about what I do is. Every time we build out a box experience, it leads to another transformation or making it easy for someone that they serve to have the outcome as to why they bought their program in the first place. So absolutely. I'm just super grateful,
So first off, what was that like, man? So for everyone watching that hasn't gotten those commas in their name quite yet, and they got the amazing frame, just tell us a little bit about what that experience was like up there with Russell and getting your picture taken and doing the whole thing. Was it a culmination? Was it too fast? Was it a perfect? Was it everything you thought it would be?
Here's the like moment, because you kind of reflect and go like, the journey that I was on, never in a million years, if you had told me that boxes would be the way that we like engage businesses and get into business strategy, I would have said you lost your mind. Like, how is a box going to do it? And Molly, I don't know how much you know about like the backstory of how it even got started, but I was like, when I left corporate America, was all in on virtual events, and we did boxes because I was like, this experience is so much more. And so we started sending, this is in like 2018. If you bought like the virtual event pass, you got a box with it. And we started seeing all these crazy unboxing videos. And what was happening was I kept on investing more time and energy in virtual events, and everyone kept on asking me about, how are you doing these boxes? So this was an accidental business. I was like, people need us, like literally taking about 4 calls a week for people saying, how did you do it? How did you do it? So then I launched a challenge to teach people to do it. It was designed to buy back my time, so I could focus on virtual events. And the opposite happened. People went through the challenge. They loved it. They wanted me to do their boxes. And one of the best piece of advice I received, and it's from, do you know who Bart Miller is?
Mhm.
Bart is one of my favorite people. Bart is my mentor. He was like at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone became a virtual event expert. Everyone in local markets, all of a sudden, you know, this semi-blue ocean became bloody red at the beginning of COVID.
Very
And
quickly.
he asked me the question. He's like, are you the box guy or are you the virtual event guy? Because you're kind of confusing people. And that made me take a step back, really look at what was going on. And I went all in on boxes. And that simple decision, you know, coming from corporate America, the world I lived in, you were celebrated for being the world's greatest generalist. In entrepreneurship, you're not celebrated for being good at everything.
Yeah.
And I think that was the key difference, that when I went all in on boxes, everything changed. So, you know, the feeling to I guess go back to your question, Jim, it was a bit surreal. How small decisions and things that were just so obvious. And Kaylin talked about this in her speech. Just listening to people, like, changed everything.
Oh man.
Super
So
powerful.
if you were to give our audience one piece of advice to help them get that next comma, I think we all, by the way, sorry, before I get to my question, we now have a hand signal, okay? So if you are on your hunt for a comma, I want you to throw your commas in the air, okay? When you're walking around Funnel Hacking Live, I want you to throw your gang sign in the air and see if you can connect with other pre-show teams, okay? We're all on this hunt
That's
for
awesome.
commas together. We got this. We got
Did
this.
we
So
just make a
what is-
gang?
Of course.
Just
I'm really
checking.
into that.
Just checking.
So what is your one piece of advice for those who are hunting for commas? What advice can you give them if they're just starting out, if they're just starting to listen to their market?
Yeah, I think that just the more you niche down and become known for something, that then people are going to go for you for that. So that doesn't mean that's the only thing that you can do. You look at someone like Russell Brunson, he niched down with funnels, but does he do just funnels? No, he can advise on everything, but he leads with funnels is kind of like the starting point. So just recognize what a lot of people are doing. And if you niche down and be known for that one thing, then people will just start coming to you for it. Or they'll start. This is the coolest thing about this community, is it's truly a supportive community. And when people are looking for support, they amplify you like none other. So if you are a generalist and you're, you know, because there's so many people who just are very broad, I build funnels, I build, you know, the more specific you can get, the easier it is for people to refer you.
Great point.
Yes.
Great
Oh man, I
points.
feel that there is a theme in the air for today's episode, and that is niche your face off, people. It works. This is how you hunt for commas. This is how you get it. This is how you win. And this is how you stand out, my friends. So go, take the advice. 2 comma club earner. Yeah, we got
And
this.
I'd love to hear Mark's opinion on this, because I get this question a lot, especially when I'm teaching on camera confidence. I'm teaching on live streaming. I discovered live streaming being my superpower, just like you discovered boxes, Mark, is that people were like, how are you making your weird ass show? And I'm like, no, I make micro content. No, I make micro content. And they're like, no, but the show though, how'd you do that? And I'm like, no, I do micro content. And eventually it's like, okay, I make shows.
Yeah.
Eventually you got to listen.
It's awesome.
So that's how we've arrived here, which is so cool. But
we need like a Funnel Hackers Anonymous kind of group where we can all just sit together in a circle and stand up and like, hi, my name is Molly and I am a live streamer, and just proudly proclaim to the world what your niche is and feel okay doing it.
I like that.
So it's things like this that made me say, like, let's launch a $1,000 course, $997 course that when they purchase it, it's like a 1-minute video that says, just niche down, like get a little bit more specific. And they're like, you needed to pay $1,000 to hear the advice. So hopefully you get it now.
It's not
Hopefully
a book,
you'll
it's a
act on
trifold
it.
pamphlet.
It's a $1,000 course, and it takes you less than a minute to go
Just
through.
niche down. Oh,
No.
okay.
We gotta over deliver. So that 1-minute video is actually put on a USB key that comes in the middle of a beautifully designed box.
Perfect.
With a what did Russell and Dan Kennedy call it last night? A stay letter.
Stay letter. I don't remember.
Oh man, he
I remember
had
when
this
Dan came on, which was, oh my God, so cool.
Oh yeah, it was.
Like, talk about
Incredible.
a legend.
Yeah.
Incredible. So we're going to make a 1-minute video on a USB key. We're going to put the USB key in a really nice box and send that out for $9.97.
Mm-hmm.
Ship it. Ready to rip.
And the sad thing is, there's going to be a percentage of people who don't even go through it.
Yeah, that's true. No one even puts the USB in.
They're like, yeah, I bought that. It's a business. I don't know, something secrets.
Isn't that incredible, the psychology of that? I talked to people in Camera Confidence about that too. But the one thing I was talking about before was they ask me all the time of like, if I don't know my superpower yet, how do I go about discovering it? And what I tell them is play in the sandbox you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So do case studies. Just start offering to do work for people for cheap or free to find out what that superpower is and get that train just starting to move. And then you discover, oh my God, that job that I did with that person, with Timmy, was the best. I want to work with 9,000 Timmys. And then you niche down. You start to say, okay, this is where my lane is. Do you agree with that? Or do you
100%. So there's actually two sides to that coin that I would look at. There's that option that you just broke down, Jim, and you've done that brilliantly, by the way.
Thank you.
And just how you built connections and built relationships with people. The other end of the spectrum, though, too, is because if you're someone like, for me, anytime I've launched a product, I tested on me first. So like, I didn't launch boxes with other clients. I was curious because I saw how this could serve people better. And you know, some of the projects that we're working on right now, like we're working on a concept that is essentially what I'm calling a free plus ship or a self-liquidating box. So we talk about self-liquidating offers. How do we think about that as an acquisition tool? And again, you know, it's one of those things that who am I testing it on first? I'm testing it on me. So I am the client. I will be the case study. And I will tell you this because I've seen it before. Not only can you find a client and serve the client, but you could also do it to yourself and prove it for yourself. Because the amount of clients I've acquired as a result of showing them what I did for me, and then they seeing it and going, they may not see it when you describe it, but when you show them, they go, I want that. And I can't tell you how many conversations that I haven't even launched this box, and I'm already having conversations with people who are like, okay, we're ready to test this out too. That's what I want.
Oh, that's powerful. So what advice do you have for people who are at the very beginning of their business and they're feeling like they're coming up with 1,000 different ideas and they don't know which one to pick? How would you, what advice do you give people to pick that option?
Yeah. And this is one of my takeaways, because I love how Kaylin, I don't know if you guys saw Kaylin's session on day one. One of the things that she said that I friggin' loved was like giving people permission to focus on one thing. And how they would focus on one thing and go deep and go all in, because the thing that we have to, as especially when you get started, you are distracted by every shiny object in the world. I remember when I got started, I got an email. It was like the Valentine's Day special for Teachable that I can buy 2 years of Teachable for, and they had some type of special rate. And I was like, I need that. I bought it. Do you know how many times I logged in and did something with it?
Can I make a guess?
And then the same thing was I remember Webinar Jam came out and I was like, a 2-year, I'm gonna max this out. Like, and do you know how many webinars I did in that 2-year span? You know, but everything was a shiny object. So this is kind of where it's just like, you know, how do you avoid shiny object syndrome? We'll start with the strategy. Start like block out the world and know what you want to do. And that is a starting point to me, is like so powerful to get clarity on like who is it that you serve and what is the outcome you want. And then just focus on one thing and go deep in it and test it out. Like otherwise you're going to get distracted. And this is why I see a lot of people start, but they never finish, because something always gets them really excited.
Shout out to James Robertson watching, Hope Isaac, and Anne-Marie Benna. Anne-Marie was like, so I'm not the only one. No, you are not the only one. Every single entrepreneur, everyone without fail, if they tell you otherwise, they are directly lying to you. But
I mean,
every single person deals with some sort of shiny object syndrome.
Yeah, totally.
So I got another question about your comma hunting award. I'm just going to call it that now. So as you're on your process and as you
Go
see
there,
the path that you're actually you're on track, you're going to make that 2 Comma Club award. Do you then look at your wall and find a space and like take things off your wall and go, that's where my 2 Comma Club award is going? Or do you just like, it's an award, I'll figure it out somewhere? What did you plan for it?
No, I didn't plan for it. And it's interesting. So, and I only say this, it's when you're starting a momentum in the zone, like for what we do, it is so focused on how the clients serve and help their customers have that transformation. So if you actually see where we have it, I wish was at my office, because we basically taken my entire back wall and turned each of our boxes into different squares. So my wall is covered with all the different transformations that our clients have. And the 2 Comma Club award is like directly behind my head. So when I'm live on video, unless I move, that's the only way that you see it. Otherwise I'm blocking it. And for me, it's again, this is why, like, I never, like, we've had the award, we got it in June, and I never went public about it because I was trying to figure out the right way to do it. Because for me, it's an amazing recognition to be able, for the work that I'm doing with these incredible people. And that's, to me, I think the most exciting thing. What I will say, and this is something that I tell all my clients, so much of this game is just, it starts with you. And like, we are our worst critics, but this is why I ask all my clients 2 questions, and it's, are you good at what you do? Like, are you good at what you do? And, you know, if you can't answer that question with I love it when I see people go, I am damn good at what I do. Like, they get really passionate about it. You see the power that comes from within when people can proclaim that what they do, they are good at what they do. And the next question I always ask is, does what you do lead to transformation? Does it transform the lives of those you serve? So if you know you're good at what you do and you know it leads to transformation, then I think you have an obligation to do whatever it is to get louder so you can serve those that you want to serve.
Oh,
So,
man. Oh, man. If you guys are listening to this either live or on replay, I want a hashtag serve your people. Like, that is the focus. Find your superpower and make sure that you are using it to change your customers' lives. You're not just there hunting for commas. You're not just there getting credit cards for the sake of getting credit cards thrown at you. You're there to actually make an impact, make a difference on your people's lives, guys. I got chills. Mark, this has been like freaking amazing.
So for Anna Marie, she's joining us a little late. So Mark I'll let Mark explain it. The elevator.
What's it? What do I do?
Anna Marie joined a little late. So she's like, well, that's amazing. You got all these things, but what do you do, Mark? What do you do?
So we show clients how to use physical boxes to really achieve their business strategy. So in a nutshell, like, where we focus people is look at the customer life cycle. You acquire a customer, then you fulfill with your products and services, then you want to retain and ascend them. Depending on what the goal is, we show you how to use a physical box. So the last nugget I will say is that everything that's digital, all this digital content we see people upload, when we talk about experience, it's through the senses. So everyone is competing for only 2 senses, what you see and what you hear. That's a lot of digital only products. The cool thing about a box can bring the kinesthetic to complement the digital experience. So that's what we show people to do. We're not in the business of swag. We're in the business of experience by design.
I love that.
That is brilliant. You
made her do Flappy Bird. That was good.
Flappy Bird with the hook.
I feel a pirate theme coming on for our gang. Arr.
Yeah. No, and I see is Cassie and Christopher next?
Yes, they
are.
This
theme of service
not necessarily. We can bring them all on together. We can have a conversation together. The whole purpose of this is to be loose and to have fun and enjoy each other's company. So, them coming on, as long as we can make it work with StreamYard, which we can.
I was gonna say 2 incredible people, and like both lead with their heart. That's what's so amazing about them, and so excited about all the things that they're doing.
So, Mark, what brought you into the ClickFunnels world?
Yeah, I was like Mr. Poster Child Corporate America. Like, I didn't know any better. I grew up in Alabama. Like, this is the pathway to leading a fulfilling life. And it was like, go to college, have the dream job, then go to grad school, and, dream job, picket fence, life is perfect. And did it all to a T. And I got my MBA at Duke, graduated in 2012, and walked out with $165,000 in student loan debt. And a 2-year commitment to a consulting firm that, when you work, and this is very typical, when you work for a big consulting firm or like big tech, you sign away anything you produce is owned by the firm. So this whole idea of like having a side hustle and whatnot, I just couldn't. Like, anything I produced was owned by the firm. So when I got exposed to digital marketing, it was because of a conference I went to that was off a whim. I saw some videos on YouTube and I was like, that looks like a really cool conference. It was, have you heard of Mind Valley?
Yeah.
Mind Valley, Vishen Lakhiani hosts and I think he still does it, a conference called A-Fest. And I went to it in 2013, like fish out of water. And I had read at that point Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek, but like didn't believe that those people actually existed, these digital nomads. I was like, no one does this. Like, it's a fun read, but no one's a digital nomad. Those unicorns aren't real. And then I went to this conference and Ryan Dice was there, Andre Chaperon was there, Noah Kagan was there, Yannick Silver was there. All these digital marketers were there. And then I met all these people who were doing these amazing things and like really serving in a way that, being in corporate America, the path that I was on, I thought was good. And, that bubble of the world I knew had shattered. And, again, it was like this high down to this low of, there's a new reality that I hadn't been exposed to. And that's what started down this train of, we could talk all day about this, but it was the biggest struggle to balance. Should I stay in corporate America, or do I go all in on, this dream of really becoming an online entrepreneur?
I feel like so many can relate to that.
Yeah,
that's looking over the cliff and being like, here we go. That's scary.
It's the worst feeling when you're like, but I have over 6 figures in debt. Like, starting a business is one of the most irresponsible things I could ever do. And I think that was like the belief I had at the time, and had this heavy black cloud. And the reality is, I paid off my student loans so fast once I became an entrepreneur, and especially during the age of COVID. So it was like the complete opposite. The scarcity mindset of the world we live in has been, it opened up opportunities that I never would have imagined and whatnot, and accelerated paying off the loans. So,
yeah. Oh man, that is so powerful. Oh, okay. We got more guests, my friends. We got more guests. But before we bring on our other guests, I want to remind you guys that if you want my Funnel Hacking Live notes, they're yours for free. Just hashtag notes down below. If you want to join the new group, the ClickFunnels 2.0 learning group, let me know in the comments below as well. You can come hang out with there. Mark, you are more than invited to join us as well while we learn and figure out this incredible new revolution in ClickFunnels. I'm so excited. So guys, come join us. Chat down in the chat. Let's connect. We got another about hour in the show before doors open, and we get our incredible day 3 content from Funnel Hacking Live. So let's, Jim, take it away for a moment, because I need to go fill up my tea kettle.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Are you bringing them in? Are you bringing them in?
Can I hang on for a second? I want to say hey to Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring Chris.
As long as you want, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend. What is going on, Christopher? Thank you so much for coming on. Welcome. And for those of you guys that don't know Christopher, this gentleman is incredible. And talking about a little bit more about what we were talking about before is relationships. Yeah. Yeah, can you hear us?
What's up, Chris?
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Chris, can you hear us?
Can you hear us? We can hear you.
Can I hear you guys?
We can hear you. Hello, Chris. Test one. Test. Check. Anne-Marie asked if Mark is on the Instagrams.
If you want to see pictures of my dog as a puppy, yes, she is the best corgi you could ever ask for. So
I've
official
seen
March
pictures
turn
of your
is
corgi. That makes a lot of
yeah.
sense.
If you see, I incorporate Addie in all my stuff. So if you see my stuff, there's a whole story behind my dog. In a nutshell, the day I put in my notice was the day from leaving corporate America. Was the same day that my dream dog, like it was one of those like universe show me a sign that this leaving corporate America was right. And months before, I had found a breeder that I just paid her for a dog, and I told her sometime in 2018, I'm going to come to you, and you're going to have, my dream dog. And I was like, a black-headed female tricolored corgi on the smaller side. And she was like, that's very specific. And the day that I put in my notice that night, she posted, I have available a black-headed female tricolored corgi on the smaller side. And I was like, thank you. Like, this was the right move to leave corporate America. And she's my shadow. She's like really, there we go. We lost Chris.
Oh,
No.
Chris, come
He'll
back.
come back.
Yes.
We'll bring him
So-
back. Oh, Jim is being me today. That's right. There we go.
No, I'm in the middle. How did I get in the middle?
I just want to be me.
We're giving you a hug.
This is like
Yeah.
a sandwich.
It's
Yeah.
a sandwich.
This is
It's a comma sandwich.
You guys are too much.
We try to be. So Christopher, we hope that he can come back here in just a moment. But for those of you guys,
There we go.
There he is. Can you hear us, Chris?
Hey,
Oh,
Chris.
you
He
guys.
can hear us. Yes.
All right.
So for those of you that don't know, Christopher is absolutely incredible. We were talking about relationships earlier. Christopher is the man that facilitates relationships that seem out of reach. And he just is one of the best, if not the best, in the entire ClickFunnels space that is able to accomplish this. And he has systemized it. He has put it down to a science, and he is known as the greatest gift giver of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So, Christopher, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you got going on. And, what are you up to today? I love that ROR behind you, by the way. Every time I see that, I think that's so cool.
Thank you. So that originated from the amazing individual that we all super miss, and that is Dave Woodward. We all miss him dearly at the event, and we know that he's watching virtual. He's just an amazing individual.
Team Dave.
Dave did a Facebook Live probably like 4 years ago, and his Facebook Live was about what is your ROI versus your ROR. And he just talked about how important a return on relationship is so much more valuable than, you got your return on investment, you got return on relationship. And he just talked about the difference between the two. And so that got me thinking. And so that's kind of where ROR came from, the actual ROR. And return on relationship, it's events like this that everyone's at. This is such a huge opportunity to be able to bond, connect, and build relationships at Funnel Hacking Live. And the cool thing about it is, if you physically can't be there and you're virtual, like us, except the amazing Mark who walked on stage. Congratulations, by the way, too. Saw you walk across the stage to get that 2 Comma Club, which is awesome. Congratulations. It's fantastic. So either they're out live or virtual, you can connect with people. And so the most exciting thing for me, Jim, is when I watch the speakers. They share so much information about themselves that if you really pay attention, they tip their hat and share some nuggets about them that are personal. And those are opportunities for people to be able to connect with them. Trey Llewellyn, heard him speak one time, and Trey talked about getting into the weeds with people that you're trying to connect with and bond with. And what he meant by getting into the weeds is building on commonality or building on common ground. And so, for example, one of the speakers talked about how much, it was really brief, but he talked about how much he likes to hike. And so not a lot of people pick up on that. Now, for me, it's easy because my brain works into, anytime I'm talking to anybody, or like Molly, I'm looking at her and it's like, what's on the background? What's on her walls? What's her shirt say? What kind of glasses does she have?
Yeah.
Oh, God, thank goodness. I thought you were going to lift up your shirt. It's like, holy smoke. I didn't know where we were going with that.
You clearly don't know enough about me.
That's more of an evening show. Yeah.
It's early and I'm blushing. Holy smoke. So I was like, what? What kind of show is this? But no, so it allows you an opportunity to be able to learn something. And so, when you see this person, in the resort, or you bump into them at a food line, or you, anywhere you see them, or when you talk to them offline, when you talk to them next week, when you reach out to them, it gives you common things that you can build on and talk to them about. And it lets you know that you paid attention to basically everything that they're saying on a macro level and a micro level. So yeah, it's just paying attention and just learning as much as you can about the individual, because the human factor is key. Being able to connect on a human level, and it's super important. So these events are just an amazing opportunity to network and connect. And those that are watching, if you can't be there, I have some major family events going on this week. My son's being recruited for college football or wrestling, which is really super cool. And we're really excited. So recruiters are visiting the school, and just all these different things that are happening. They come to your football games, and then you actually go on visits to the college. Cool. And so we got stuff going on all week, Friday, Saturday. So I couldn't be there. I couldn't miss this up. I couldn't miss these experiences with my son. So thank goodness ClickFunnels has given us this amazing opportunity where we can visit virtually.
Absolutely.
Which has been absolutely fantastic. So it's great. I've been having a blast.
So I got questions for you, Chris. So if we building relationships is something that can feel a little bit easier when you're in person, like hanging out in the hallways at Funnel Hacking Live, just chatting with people, commenting on their shoes. Maybe it's a brand you're into. Maybe they have something on their person, or you've overheard something in the hallway, and you can build those relationships off of those micro pieces of information. But what do you do when you're online, when you're in this virtual environment? What kinds of strategies and tactics can you give our people to help them build those relationships, start those conversations when they're in a virtual space like this?
Hands up. Aw, that's awesome.
Sorry about that. I was choking on something.
That just happened.
I felt something in my throat. I was choking there for a second. Sorry about that.
Strangest thing.
Weird things happen in the morning.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, one more time.
One more time.
All right, I'm good. So
is that the new COVID?
I'll mail this to you. Yeah. Here we go.
Thanks.
That was awesome.
And so, I was a magician. I still am a magician. And this trick, not really a trick, more of a prop. And when I would have an assistant help me for a show, I would hand this back to her and say, "Could you wind that back up for me?" Like a brand new assistant. And I'd hand it to her, and she'd get it. And she'd be like, "How do I wind this thing back up?" and then after like a couple minutes, I'm just kidding. We throw those away. So very good question. And so here's the shortest answer I can come up with that one. Over the pandemic, COVID-19, the lack of us being able to get together, I have some of the closest friends that literally, it's like that friend that I went to elementary school, junior high school, hung out our entire lives. And I've never set foot in a room with them. So here, I'll give you one really good example. Here's a sweet example. So everyone's heard of Mark Victor Hansen, right? He wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Yep.
So I saw Mark do an interview on Amazon with a guy by the name of Ken Walls. And Mark talked about his new book called Ask. Not new book, but one of his most recent books called Ask. Amazing book. If you have not read it, you must read the book Ask. So I was so touched by the interview. I'm like, I want to do something and I want to show gratitude and I want to reach out to this guy and just say, hey, thank you for the interview. So I found this beautiful tropical plant at a florist. Now, there's a whole process. We don't have time to get into how I pulled this off, but long story short, within 45 minutes of when the interview was over, I'm not kidding, because I timed it just for fun. There was this beautiful tropical plant sitting on the front doorstep of Mark Victor Hansen's home within 45 minutes of when the interview. So interview's done. He's chilling out probably in his house. I don't know, having a cup of coffee or whatever he's doing. Doorbell rings and he opens it up and there's this gorgeous, beautiful tropical plant. Now he lives in Arizona. So, we got something tropical. And the person that interviewed him got reached out to by Mark, and he's like, I want to get a hold of this person. How do I get in touch with this person? And my email box started blowing up with emails from Mark Victor Hansen saying, that was so kind of you. Thank you so much. So this is 45 minutes from the first time I saw this interview of him.
That's
and he's
crazy
sending me
impressive.
emails with like free stuff. Like, here, Christopher, here's how to write a book. And all this really like huge stuff he's firing over to me. He's like, I want to help you. So I see this interview. I've never set foot in a room. We're looking at each other over the computer. I do my magical thing of getting that on his front doorstep. And then all of a sudden my email box is lighting up with stuff from the guy that's the most published author, has the world's Guinness Book of Records for most published books, has a net worth of what, $50-100 million. He's like ground zero for motivational speakers. I mean, we all know who this dude is. So fast forward 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. I sent something else to Mark, and just because I started to immerse myself in more of his content because it hadn't been a while, and I wanted to just express gratitude to him and just thank him. So I'm like, what could I do that would make it blow his mind? So I sent him this really awesome gift, and my phone rings one day, and I'm in the other room, and I miss the call. And I pick up my phone, and I'm like, Irvine, I'm like, I don't recognize okay, click, listen to the voice message. Christopher Voss, Mark Victor Hansen here. I just want you to know that I've received a lot of gifts, and what you sent me was one of the best. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing, kid, and give me a call. I would love to chat. So I'm like, I looked at my wife, and I'm like, Chicken Soup for the Soul guy just left me a voice message and wants to chat. It was 7 foot room with this guy. So I call him back and he's not there. And then I kind of freak out like we do. And I'm like, crap, do I leave a voice message? Do I not leave a voice message? And then my phone was being wonky. And so I couldn't leave a voice message. And, like when technical stuff happens like today. And I'm like, all right, now I look dumb because I called him and I didn't leave a message and my phone messed up. So I'm like, what do I do now? So I'm like, I'll send him a text. So I sent him a text and say, hey, sorry, my phone just messed up and I couldn't leave a message. And then we didn't connect. And then the next day at 10 o'clock in the morning, the phone rings again and I recognize the phone number. I'm like, I know who this is. I answer. I'm like, it's not too often that you get to pick up your phone and you're on the other line with Mark Victor Hansen. I know who you are. Thank you for calling. This is so awesome. And he's like, hey, Christopher, glad we could connect. And he basically said, this is what he said. He said, tell me what your favorite book is, and then tell me what you do. Now, a lot of people, I mean, maybe it might be exciting to everybody, but to have Mark Victor Hansen say to me, tell me about everything that you do. Mm-hmm. This is pretty awesome. So anyway, I we chatted. I told him about ROR. I told him about building relationships and everything I teach. And he said, this is amazing. This is awesome. Keep teaching this. People need to hear this. We need more of this. This is wonderful. And he's just very complimentary of, this is a guy that's been around the block. He knows everybody. He knows Brian Tracy. He knows Tony. He knows everybody. There's no one he doesn't know in the motivational self-help space. So I finished off with this. I said, Mark, I read this great book. And in this book, it tells you need to ask yourself, ask God, and ask others, which I was talking about his book, Ask. And I said, so with those 3 asks, Mark, I've got a question for you. I'd like to ask you something. And I said, I'm having an event in November, which no one knows about. So, spoiler alert. Soon you will know.
We have an exclusive, Molly. We've arrived.
You guys. Oops.
Let's share this momentous occasion with a couple more guests, because we got more people in the wings.
Yeah, give it just 1 second.
And I'm gonna sneak off, guys. It was so good seeing
Kevin
you.
Hansen.
Hey, Kevin. Hey,
Mark,
Cassie.
Mark, thank
Chris,
you
it's
so
so
much
good
for
seeing
joining us, man. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys have a good one.
Take it easy, man.
Oh man, whoa. This has been such an incredible show so far. So we have Casey here, who is literally in line. Like look at the people behind her. Oh my goodness, this is like we're actually there, but I'm with my cozy blanket and my pajama pants on. So I'm enjoying this.
Hey guys, yeah, it looks like Casey, but it's Cassie. And we are about to go in. I'm getting my coffee so I can make it through the day.
Awesome.
Cheers.
So for those of you that don't know, Cassie is the founder of 1 Hour Cash Machine. She is a huge personality in the space. And correct me if I'm wrong, you were a speaker at Funnel Hacking Live, were you not?
I was a speaker at Steve Larson event.
Larson, so that was what it was.
Offer Launch, Offer Lab.
Yes.
I'm working on Funnel Hacking Live, so anybody
you
that
will
wants
get there.
to help
I know
with
you
that,
will.
more than
I know
welcome.
you will. And Kevin Hansen, absolutely incredible video, just juggernaut. This guy makes videos for everyone. Everyone that you're like, oh my God, I look up to them. Kevin's made a video for him that made them a bunch of money. So Kevin, what is going on, man? Welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's I feel like the FOMO has kind of gone down a little bit just being in here with you guys. So.
Aw, thanks, man.
This is our version of the hallways at Funnel Hacking Live.
Yeah,
we get
right.
a little bit of the view over
baby.
Cassie's shoulder, but we're here all on the virtual, loving it, getting to know each other, and it's an absolute pleasure to have you guys on. Welcome.
And of course, Hope Isaac is joining us as well. She is with us from Doug Boughton's group, and she is someone who specializes in affiliate marketing. What is going on?
I can't believe I'm on here with all these people. I'm like, I don't know how you guys do this. Like, it's so nerve-wracking. This is my
It's not
first
nerve-wracking. It's just people that are badasses that we get to chat with.
I don't know. I mean, I just got this little from my camera thing behind me, but it's been hard as
You're doing great.
to try to get it up and going. I didn't anticipate all these little problems this morning. But
all good. Welcome.
I have to tell you, I had a little mishap this morning. I was trying to design something, and I'm going to show it to you in just a second, and I spilled coffee all over my desk. But anyway, I don't know if you could see it. Hold on, I'm going to try to get it closer.
You got to do the Instagram.
You got to do the
model
beauty thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to put the hand.
Motivated by cats and caffeine and ClickFunnels. Nice.
Nice.
I like it. Awesome.
So it's been a morning. I know why I don't get up this early in the morning. I can't function.
What time is it where you're at, Hope?
It's 5:26 now, but I got up at 3.
Yeah, that is a touch early.
So yeah, because if not, you wouldn't have wanted to see me on camera prior.
Kevin, where are you coming in from?
I'm on the East Coast. I've only been here for like 2 months now. So I was on the West Coast in California, but I'm in Greenville, South Carolina. And
Awesome.
yeah, we
So
moved
you've
over
been there
here.
for a little bit. Have you acclimatized to the time zone change yet?
What's going on?
Almost. Like, it's crazy how long it takes. Like, we still go to bed super late. I don't know. It's just, that's our nature anyways. My wife and I, we hang out and just watch TV together at night, you know? And it's like our alone time where we finally get a break from the 4 kids, you know? What's up, Bart Miller?
Hey, Bart.
What's up, man?
Mr. Bart, $1 billion cowboy.
We were just talking about him with Mark earlier.
What's that $1 billion cowboy?
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Oh, now they can hear me?
Now they can hear you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Hope you
what's
guys
going
loved
on?
all of Russell's outfits. It's so good to see all of you. Hope you're killing it out there. And man, what an awesome group, huh?
Yeah. So they're streaming live for all the virtual before FHL. And then
Absolutely.
it's
It's
like
the
a hot-
FHL pre-show.
Oh, hey, I didn't know I was on the big platform. So
Heck yeah.
make sure you tell Russell how amazing he looks.
Will
Yeah,
do.
so everyone in the comment on Russell's outfits and then just say Bart's awesome.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Hashtag
So
Bart
glad
made
you're
me
with
look
us.
great.
Have an amazing, amazing day. So I box to Russell every morning, and this is what I say, so I'll say to you guys. You absolutely have to have the most optimized day of your life. I want you fully optimized today. So you guys be
I
fully
like that.
optimized. Go out there, kick butt. Love you all. Christopher Boss, big shout out to you, bro. Love you, man. See you guys.
Oh,
Love it.
that's so
Thank
cool.
you.
Hold on. We've got
Cassie, that
one
was
more
awesome.
very famous. Oh, you're welcome. This is Emily.
What's up?
All of the amazing pictures. Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay. All of the amazing pictures that you guys see is her and the
Oh,
team and
nice,
John
nice.
Mamoni. Yeah. Can I get a hug, baby? Yeah. Okay. All right. Love you.
Absolutely.
Oh, remember what it feels
Such
like to
huge
connect
fans
with
of
your
Mamoni.
funnel hacking community and give them hugs. Oh,
I
thank
know.
you for that.
I will be your official virtual hug representative because
Please
I give
do.
everyone a few. Yeah, and shout out to Kevin. Like, I love you, bud. Same with Bob. Molly,
Thank you.
I can't wait to meet you in person. Jim, I don't know that we've
Absolutely.
met in person, so I'm coming for you
Not
too.
yet.
Hope you're on the list, baby.
Hey, Cassie, your hair's looking fantastic today. Look at you. Look at that. Looking nice.
Thank you, Cassie.
Facts.
How long did that take you to do? Oh,
Oh, no comment. She did say that she was having some connectivity issues. It was nice
I've got a
timing though. It was
selfie
like, how long
stick.
did that take you? I'm up.
I've got a selfie stick and a cup of coffee, so I'm doing everything I can. But it literally, I'm
That's all
on
you need.
floor, so it's like 20 minutes. Like, that's it. Hair and makeup, that's all I get.
Oh man, that is definitely something I miss about being at Funnel Hacking Live in person, is looking around in the hallways for all of the awesome content creators walking around with their phones and their cameras. Like last year, I probably ran through like 5 of Josh Forty's videos, just like hanging out in the background, like, hey
Just
man!
again and again,
Yeah.
going back and forth.
Do you guys want to
weird.
meet some more people?
Of course we love meeting people.
Okay, hold on. Let me see what we got here. All right, here's my buddy.
Cassie is like
Here's
our
my buddy
on-site.
Turner.
I love it.
Hello, Turner.
Turner.
Oh, it's Turner! Welcome back! So if you guys
What's
tuned in
going
for
on, Turner?
episode 1 of the show on day 1, Turner was a genius and walked us through the swag shop, the VIP sign-in experience.
Yeah.
Like, we go way
Nice.
back.
Hey,
Hello.
hey,
What's going on?
Here's
Cassie.
Brad.
Cassie,
Here's Brad.
Oh, you gotta hug Turner.
What's up, Brad?
live attendees?
Yeah, they go virtual before it officially starts. So I'm giving them a behind the
Miss you
scenes.
guys.
Hey, you gotta hug
What's up,
him.
Brad?
You're supposed to hug him.
Yeah, you gotta hug him.
Oh,
to hug for
I
us.
have to hug everybody.
Hey, you didn't hug Turner. You gotta go. You gotta run
Turner.
Turner down. You gotta
Turner.
hug him. Where's Turner? Chase him. Hug him. Hug him.
Aww.
I love that we're just forcing her on everybody to
Lots.
give them hugs.
One
Okay,
more. One more.
new hashtag team,
One more.
hashtag
About
hug a
5 more to
funnel
go
hacker.
today.
But you know what's nice, Cassie, is that you can say, oh, it's their fault. They want it.
You're one hug away.
Oh, I like that.
All right, everybody, virtual hug.
That is
There
perfect
we go.
timing, my friends, because the virtual main stage Zoom just popped up. So you guys can start logging in and checking out the waiting room music that they have for us. And maybe, just maybe, someone will be brave enough and test what happens when you turn your mic on and see if we can chat to each other. But I don't know. That happened in Myron Golden's session, and it was really a cool experience.
That was fun. I was a part of that. That was awesome.
We
were chatting up a storm.
Yeah, and then they cut us off, and then they sent messages saying, Russell doesn't want you to talk to each other, pretty much.
So let's dig in just a little bit before we have to break here, because 8:45 is the first session, I believe, today. Cassie, tell us, what has been your favorite session so far, and which one are you looking forward to?
All right, so my favorite session so far, without a doubt, is my girl McCall Jones. She totally owned the stage, and I'm not gonna lie, like she's one of my favorite people, like on planet Earth in the whole galaxy. She worked so hard to prepare for her stuff and loved her people so hard, and she brought it. Like she brought it. Everybody's been good. I love Trent. I like Anthony. I love the simplicity of Caitlin's just ask. And all of the sessions, even the session last night with Dan Kennedy was really, really cool, and just a unique experience. Just because I know how much Russell respects him and how much he influenced him, so it's really humbling to see it come full circle, to be able to see them two sit down at the same table and have a discussion like that, because it's two eras of marketing, but classic principles that still continue to remain.
That is a good point. All right, let's shift the same question over to Mr. Christopher Voss. Tell us, favorite session so far and one you're looking forward to.
Favorite session so far, I love Trent. Trent, there's a lot of things that Trent said that really resonated with me. So that was really good. I mean, Russell, those guys are tied. It's tough. McCall, she was awesome. What I'm looking forward to today is there's two speakers that are talking about about virtual events. They're talking about virtual events. I can't remember their names, but I remember seeing the interview that Russell did with them as a teaser to Funnel Hockey Live. So they're speaking today, I think, in the afternoon. So I'm really looking forward to them to learn more about that, because got some virtual stuff coming up.
Yes, sir. All right, Kevin, same question, man.
But before you go, Kevin, take a moment to think. We have to say goodbye to Cassie because she's got to run. She's got that beautiful blue wristband. She's got to go get her prime seat.
Get in there.
So, Cassie, thank you so much for joining us. It's been
Thank you so
awesome
much,
getting that behind-the-scenes look. Mwah, mwah. All the virtual hugs to you and all the physical hugs when we get to embrace in person. Have a kick-ass day.
You too, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early. Bye.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you guys.
Nice meeting you.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Take it away, Kevin. It's all yours.
So for me, I mean, I really enjoy the presentations that Russell puts together. I just, he puts a lot of time and effort into them. So for me, I mean, at least so far, those are the ones that I really like geek out on those, because he's always like talking about the strategies, things that are helping his funnels convert better, things that are helping his ads convert better. And of course, I can't help but get excited when he shows like one of the ads that I did. He showed two of the ads that I actually did, which was cool. But selfishly, but I mean, his stuff is always amazing. I'm like taking notes, like, writing down links to things that he's talking about. But in addition to that, it's probably, I would say Caitlin Poulin. I enjoyed hers too, because it was just kind of like, it's so simple what she talked about how you gotta, ask your people what they want, and keep asking them. Like, don't ever sit back and just like assume that you know what they want. Keep driving it in, keep drilling it in with them, like going in the Facebook group, asking questions in there, emailing them, sending them surveys, getting them on the phone if you have to, just be like, what is it that you guys want from me? What do you want more of? And listening to that and then delivering on that. So that was huge for me.
I love it. And Hope, hit us with it. What's been your favorite? Which one are you looking forward to?
Well, I actually am not on. I'm not on Funnel Hacking Live. That I found Molly.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
the
yes,
Looky
yes, I
Lou.
forgot. Yes, yes, yes. My fault,
I'm
Hope,
the
my
Looky
fault.
Lou on this free game show. So
All
this
good.
has been my highlight of Funnel Hacking Live, is to get to hear and talk, and see you guys talk in the morning and hear all your takeaways. And I can't wait to get Molly's notes. So
Awesome.
Molly, send me the link, please.
Perfect plug segue. So, guys, if you're listening and you want my notes, they're all yours, absolutely free. I'm also going to write up notes from this, especially today's live, the amount of knowledge that's been dropped. Oh my goodness. So just drop hashtag notes in the comments. I will connect with you on a DM. We'll get you those links, get you those notes for sure. And going off of what Hope was just saying, I want to remind you guys that when you're doing live video, when you're connecting with your people like we're connecting right now, what we're doing is creating a solution for people who are on virtual who felt like they weren't getting that same connection. We recognize there's a problem. We create a simple solution by creating a space for your people to connect, for your people to find each other, connect with each other. And what's so cool about the fact that Hope is on this stream, she's part of our community, and she's not even at the event that this stream is designed for. So when you're starting in your groups, when you're connecting with your people with live video, remember, you have the power not only to drive new leads into your business, to connect with new people who haven't yet drank the Kool-Aid or gotten into your world, but you also have the ability at the exact same time to nurture those who are already in your movement and get them ascending up your value ladder. It's powerful, it's cool, and it doesn't feel slimy because you're genuinely connecting with your people. Absolutely. That is my knowledge bomb for today. Yeah.
I love that.
I just keep looking at Christopher, waiting for him to pull more streamers out of it.
Yeah, this is my knowledge bomb.
Any minute
that
now.
was amazing, Chris Price.
Now,
I just happened to turn around and see that, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
So you got to let me close the loop. There's a huge loop that's open. I got to close the loop. Got to close the loop. Hey, Mark, I'm having this event in the early part of November all about relationships. And I would love to have you speak at it because I've heard you talk about how your network equals your net worth. Mm-hmm. And I'd love to have you be a part of it. Christopher, absolutely. I'd love to be a part of it. Okay, wait for it. And you know what, Christopher? I got one other thing to tell you. I'm like, all right, crap. What is he going to say? Christopher, I want you to call every person that you can think of that's bigger than me. And I want you to ask them to speak at your event. And when they ask why, say, because Mark Victor Hansen told you that you should. And I want you to do that. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to message Sharon Lecter. I'm just like, so within 35 days, I became close acquaintances and friends with a very influential person who just told me, reach out to everyone that's bigger than me and tell them that I told you to reach out to them and they need to speak at your event too. So never set foot in a room with this guy, never was able to hug him. I saw an interview, I reacted, and now I'm friends with a really big influential person. And it's authentic, it's not fake, it's real. We are friends. I have his cell number. I can text him. So I just want to close the loop there that, like you asked me that question in the beginning, how can we do this when we're not in the same room? For those of us that are virtual, you can do it without being in the same room. So,
I love that. I love that. So Chris, I got to give you a little tidbit of information about me so that we can be best friends. And so you guys watching as well, on the point of sharing tidbits of information about us, I am obsessed with magic. Like, if anyone ever starts telling me how a magic trick is done, I will walk away very fast. I believe in magic. So that made my day. So thank you for sharing that kind of magic. But Kevin, I want to throw it to you. You do movie magic. So I want to know your biggest tip when it comes to grabbing people's attention with their content, whether it's video, whether it's ads, whatever it is. What is your biggest tip for our people as they open the doors for advanced admission?
All ears.
I would say the biggest tip that I can give people that they can do right away is, and I've talked about this at length and ad nauseum, if you will, but using a pattern interrupt in the beginning of your videos. It's so simple, and you go on Amazon and buy like some props, or like, you know, wear a funny wig, funny glasses, like the stuff that Chris that Mr. Boss uses. I mean, I have a fire wallet that he sold me. You open it up and you flick the flint and it catches on fire. I've used that in tons of my videos. It's just because you're getting people's attention. You know, even if you're starting off a video, you're starting off a live stream, instead of just sitting there and being like, okay, hey, my name is Kevin Hansen and we're going to talk about blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, you have to, like, you know, you have to get their attention, like wave at the screen if you have to, spin around in a circle, like do crazy stuff, jump up and down. Dean Graziosi will jump on trampolines before he starts a video ad, or like Russell does stuff like that too, where he's like waving at the camera. He's set his books on fire. You know, watch some of the other influencers do things at the beginning of their videos. They're doing that on purpose because we're inundated with so much content nowadays.
So true.
With, you know, like every time we open our phone and go on Instagram or go on Facebook or wherever it is, it's just like content. And so if something jumps out at you and gets your attention, it's because they did something in the beginning of the video in the first 3 seconds to get your attention, to get you to stop long enough to watch it. And so that's the one thing that people can start doing right now today for free. If you're jumping on a live stream, you're making a video.
Announcing.
God, I mean, it even could work in person, even if you're just like trying to get someone's attention. Like, I don't know, just do something out of the ordinary. And it really does work. So, yeah.
Love it.
Oh, that is so cool. Well, my friends, it has come to that time in the stream. It is time to start wrapping things up. But before we do, every episode, I'm big into creating community based on not only identity, because we've decided today we're comma hunters. That is our community identity now. We're all hunting for our commas. But also creating traditions, creating a communal language that we all share. We have this in funnel hacking. We have all of these phrases and these terms and these rituals we go through that really help bond us together as a community. So my pre-show crew, I want you guys to join us for our end of stream tradition, which is swearing on a Brunson book. So grab your closest Brunson book, or ClickFunnels t-shirt. You can swear on your t-shirt, Kevin.
I don't even know if I have one.
You're wearing your ClickFunnels t-shirt.
No, I have tons of books, but we just moved and they're like in a box somewhere.
All right, Jim's got the whole set for you.
Yeah, I got a whole set. You're fine.
So what we do when we swear on our Brunson book is it's more than
Kevin, just reach your
doing...
hand up.
Kevin,
Just reach your hand up like this. All the way up. A little further.
Keep going, Kevin. Keep going. Keep going.
There it is. Yeah, you're touching it. You're touching it.
So what we do when we swear on a Brunson book, it's more than just showing our community that we are going to do what Russell says. It's picking our goals for today. So my goal for today is to continue taking badass notes for you guys, to continue to pay attention as best as I can and make the most out of today. That is how I'm swearing on my Brunson book. You guys watching at home, drop down in the comments. Let us know what your goal is for today. So Jim, what's your goal for today?
My goal for today is to make even more awesome connections and start some conversations with people that hopefully will come on and join us tomorrow.
Oh, I love it. Chris, what's your goal for today?
Learn and absorb as much as I can from the two wonderful ladies that are going to talk about virtual events, because it's going to help me prepare mine to be awesome.
Amazing. Hope, what's your goal for today?
Mine is, oh my goodness, I wasn't prepared. What's going to be my goal today?
So funny.
You guys put me on the spot. Well, yesterday was about the control. Today, I just want to get Molly's notes. I just want to get Molly's notes.
Oh, well,
that's
perfect. And you guys can do that
goal.
too at home. All you have to do is drop hashtag notes down below and we will get those to you immediately. Now, last but definitely not least, Kevin, what's your goal for today?
My goal for today is to create another video ad while watching Funnel Hacking Live, like I did yesterday for my own course. I made an ad yesterday for my course. Today I'll be making another one while I'm learning. So it's the best of both worlds to be able to work and listen. So yeah.
And side note, for those of you that have not checked out Kevin's stuff, he makes amazing courses, explains things super simply, and just rocks. I can't say good things.
There is no one better in the video making industry than this guy right there. Kevin, you're awesome, man.
Thanks, man. I'm just excited for ClickFunnels 2.0, to be honest. Russell messaged me like 2 or 3 weeks ago and said, we want to hire you guys to make like 1 million ads. And I was like, well, we can't really make 1 million ads. So how many do you want? He's like, well, I need like 1 million. And I didn't understand why he asked me that, but now I understand. They need 1 million ads for CF 2.0, so I'm excited.
And for those of you listening, Kevin, I'm personally inviting you as well. Join our new ClickFunnels 2.0 learning group in Facebook. We're going to dive into it as we learn it, as it's unfolding for us. We're going to do screenshots. We're going to share what we're learning so we can all make the absolute most of this incredible platform at our fingertips. So come join us, guys.
I look forward to it. Yeah, send me the invite.
Absolutely. All right, my friends, you guys head on over. Either you're in person at Funnel Hacking Live. Hopefully you've gotten your seat by now. If you're watching virtually, thank you so much for tuning in. Now go sign into Zoom. Let's blow up that chat and show Russell how appreciative we are for this incredible event that he and his team have put on. Thank you to all of our incredible guests today. Thank you for each and every one of you who are watching at home as well. I love you all from the bottom. Oh, we are not leaving. We are not leaving. Catherine friggin' Jones. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Congratulations on your 2 Comma Club. Congratulations on everything you've been friggin' accomplishing. This amazing woman right here. How are you today?
Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so good. You can see I'm walking because they have music blaring everywhere. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to hear anybody. So I'm making my way away from everyone. You guys know, you've been here before. It's like insane. And it's day 3 hangover, you know, and it's like we're kind of all feeling it. And so anyway, so we had a bunch of people that were like, can you save us seats? So my husband and I had to save 6 seats today. So the doors open and we're like, we're running to get in.
It's like Black Friday.
Tripping people, pushing people.
Oh my God, it's like the most beautiful type of chaos. But we locked down the seats and I was like, I gotta go be with my people. I'll be back. So I left him to fend for himself in there. So we'll see if he's alive when I come back.
You picked a good one. I think he'll hold his own.
Guys, how are we doing?
What's up?
It's amazing.
Welcome.
We are just wrapping up the pre-show so people can dive on in to today's event. So do you have a particular speaker today, on stage today, that you're really looking forward to?
Oh my gosh. Well, for 2 reasons, Lauren Golden. One, she's like one of my best favorite friends, but I actually have seen a sneak peek of her speech and it's extraordinary. I'm so excited because Russell asked her to speak on webinar funnel. And I think when she initially got assigned that topic, she was confused. She's like, I'm not a webinar girl. Like, why are you asking me to do a webinar funnel? And she actually like went back and forth with him and she didn't really get a lot of clarity. He's like, you're killing it. Like, you're killing it with a webinar. Just like talk about what's happening, you know? And that's one of the things about Russell. He kind of just gives you a very vague topic and then he's like, fly free, sweetie. And you're like, thank you. Anyway, so it was like a great conversation. And so between me and McCall, my sister-in-law, and Lauren, we like talked a lot. And honestly, the magic of Lauren's webinar is that it's not just a webinar, but it's this catch-all for buyers or non-buyers. And what she does is she pushes everybody to her Facebook group that either buys or not buys. And so just this like incredible, insane nurture sequence on the front end and back end of her webinar so that not only are people buying, but she has accumulated a group of 35,000 women in a Facebook group. Wow. And so that's what I'm like, literally, I have things to learn from her. I don't have 35,000 people in my group. And so I'm like, one, I know how to do a webinar pretty dang well, but clearly not because she's been able to reap these results that typically aren't common with a webinar. So not only am I excited for her as a friend, but I'm so excited to learn from her this methodology. And awesome. I think it's just going to be incredible. So yeah, so I'm super excited for her. And I know Eileen Wilder's going today. about high ticket sales. I have an event coming up, and there's something going to be about an event funnel. So I feel super excited to learn about that. But I think the lineup is really extraordinary today.
Yeah.
I am so excited.
You're the reason why I'm in ClickFunnels. Well, really,
there you
McCall. I met McCall, and McCall introduced me to you, but I came into ClickFunnels because of you. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Hope Isaac, I know. And I'm loving that you didn't put your last name and instead put not a morning person. That's hilarious.
Well, I stole it from Jim.
We're just here to make connections and to grow everyone's business and visibility. So, Catherine, I gotta say, I dropped some stuff in your insiders group because #insiders for life. That I think hopefully it brought me to tears, and I hope it brings you to tears. And anyone watching at home who wants to see it, you got to join Insiders to see Molly cry at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I love you.
That's why
honestly.
I
I don't know how much you guys know Molly, but seriously, we met last August. You just have the most amazing story. We met last August in a pre-workshop that I did, and at that point, I remember you telling me you were afraid to charge $100 for anything. Like, anything more than $100 felt insane. And fast forward 6-8 months later, she had two $50,000 launches. She submitted her $250,000 inside my Insiders program. She submitted her all of her receipts for her $250,000 batch and your $500,000 batch. Is that true?
Oh, there's more, honey. Oh, there's more.
And that's what I'm saying. You guys literally, it was August 2020, a year later. Like, it's insane. And I think you are just like this beautiful, I think, inspiring example of what it looks like to play. We talk about the game of strategy and the game of becoming. Where it's like you learned the marketing and you became the person that had the courage and the fortitude and the stamina to actually implement it. And it's so interesting. You guys saw Anthony Trucks day one. I thought he did has one of the most inspiring questions. Like, what would the person who had everything that I have, how would they act in this situation? And I think that was just such a beautiful, applicable question where, regardless of what you're doing, it's just that you just get nervous, you get scared, and you're just like, am I crazy? Can I do this? And I think what a beautiful thing to be like, the truest version of me, the version I know exists because I feel this call in my heart. Like, what would they do? And it's just been such a fun and I think really timely mantra for me this time, where things that I get nervous about, or people I might still be afraid to talk to, or risks that I want to take. It's like, oh, Catherine that I hope to be one day, she would rock that. So we're going to go ahead and go for it. And I just think, again, Molly, I think you are just one of the most perfect examples of that. And you deserve any good thing that you've gotten that actually got the important part. So congratulations. It is
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, well, that was a great way to kick off my day.
I want to be there when Molly walks across the stage. 2022.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Beeping.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll bring one of those blowhorns, I'll get escorted out of the building by security. I won't even care.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Guys, it is time. We got to close this down. We got to head over to Funnel Hacking Live. Catherine's got her people. She's got to get their seats warmed up and all that. Guys, thank you each and every one of you for joining me today. It has been an absolute blast. We will be back here tomorrow, 7 a.m. to get hyped up and ready for our final day of Funnel Hacking Live. But I have fantastic news for you guys. I have been getting so much incredible feedback from this pre-show. The pre-show is not going away. After Funnel Hacking Live, it's going to have this beautiful rebirth, and it's going to be something bigger and better because you guys have started the momentum. So why don't we keep it going in the truest way possible? I'm going to listen to you guys because I'm listening to my speakers. I'm going to serve you guys what you want. We are here for you. Thank you guys. Have an amazing day. Remember, #swear on a Brunson book. Pick your goals for today. Execute them. Kill it, my friends. And let us know down in the comments how you are rocking it today. Okay, without further ado, I got to cut this stream, guys. Wave goodbye. Wave goodbye to the people.
Bye, guys.
Be excellent to each other, guys.